Well, maybe this picture illustrates how some of you feel about statistics at this point in time. But hopefully you'll get a chance to look at the special videos that I've produced, and they will help clear up a lot of the questions that you may be having. Now, my next video here is going to be how to create a box plot, and I'm going to be using some information that you can actually get a copy of and follow right along if you wish. The copy of what I'm going to be doing will be found on Course Compass under the Course Information button, and this file will be called President Ages. So look for the file that says President Ages and print that out, and you'll be able to follow along with this video. Have fun! Often when we look at a set of data, all we see is just numbers, and the numbers often get in the way of understanding exactly what do the numbers mean. So I'd like to do a demonstration of how to create a box plot from a set of numbers, and the box plot will simply be one way of organizing the data into a much more manageable form to see in general what's going on. So this data that I want to use in my example here is, real-world data. It's the ages of the U.S. presidents when they were inaugurated. Now, the first set of data here, and by the way, there have been 44 presidents that have been inaugurated, so that these values here are in chronological order. So this first one here, 57, means that was the age of George Washington when he was inaugurated. 61, that was the age of John Adams when he was inaugurated. 57 is Thomas Jefferson, and so forth, all the way clear to the last one here, 47, and that, of course, is the age that Barack Obama was when he was inaugurated. Now, I've taken this set of data in chronological order and have redone it so that instead I have the 44 presidents, their ages, in order from youngest to oldest. So now, this obviously is not George Washington. This is the 42, the smallest age, the youngest age, which is that of Theodore Roosevelt. And of course, clear up to the very end, the oldest president inaugurated was age of 69, and that was Ronald Reagan. So we're going to use this second set of data, which is arranged in order from youngest to oldest. Now, to create a box plot, we first need to find the 5-number summary, because a box plot is built entirely off of the 5-number summary of the set of data. And hopefully you've read in your text and you'll understand that the 5-number summary is simply just the lowest number, the highest number, and the 3 quartile values. And hopefully you also realize that the 3 quartile values simply divide the given set of data up into 4 more or less equal size chunks. Well, since there are 44 presidents, that divides very nicely by 4. So we have the 3 quartile values dividing it up into 4 chunks of 11 presidents each. So these first 11 presidents are the very youngest, and this last 11 presidents are the very oldest. So let's go ahead and complete our 5-number summary of this set of data. It's not difficult at all. The lowest, the youngest, is 42, so we'll put a 42 in here. The highest, the oldest, is 69. My quartile number 1 is going to be the value that separates the lowest 11 values from all the others. So let's count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So my Q sub 1 is right there. The next 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Here's going to be Q sub 2. Next 11 over, I've got these spread out evenly, so here's my Q3. And then my last set of 11 ages are the ones that are higher than Q3. It separates the data into 4 equally sized chunks, and it takes 3 data values to do that. Now, these 3 values are always just halfway between the two numbers that the Q value is between. So halfway between 51 and 51, well, they're both the same. So that, of course, is just 51. Now, for Q2, it must be halfway between, yeah, we can read that now, 54 and 55. Well, halfway between, that's easy. That's simply 54.5. Okay, and Q3 is simply going to be halfway between 57 and 58, and that's also pretty easy, 57.5. So hopefully you'll agree at this point, that was pretty easy, creating that 5-number summary. That wasn't difficult at all. All it does is separate into 4 equally sized chunks. Now, we're going to use these specific 5 values to create the box plot. To create a box plot, we always want to start with some kind of scale. And I've already set up a scale here that starts at 40 and goes to 70. Because the youngest one was a little bit older than 40, the oldest one was a little bit younger than 70. So this scale will work fine. I'm simply going to put markings above this scale for each of these 5 numbers in the 5-number summary. So I'm going to show each of these as a little vertical line. So 42 is, I'm going to guess it's about right there. 51 is just a tiny bit past 50, so we'll put it right there. 54.5, eyeballing that, I'm going to say it's right there. For Q3, I have 57.5, so I'm going to guess that's about right there. And for my highest value, 69, that's almost 70, so there. Okay, so once I've got the 5 vertical lines drawn for the 5 numbers in the 5-number summary, I now create the box plot. I actually create a box in the middle using the Q1, Q2, and Q3 values. Notice the box looks always like this every time, with a line down through it toward the center someplace. And then to complete it, sometimes this is called a box and whisker chart, and so we now put the whiskers in. We draw these horizontal lines out to the lowest and to the highest value. This completes the box plot. Now, let's not just stop here. Let's try to glean some information from this. What can we tell by looking at this? Well, keep in mind that in each of these groupings, we know that there are 11 presidents. We can see that the 11 presidents over here are spread out quite a bit and almost as much here. But look, there are 11 present in this small area, and this area here is even smaller. So we can say that it looks like they're really tightly packed together in the middle. So if I had a question like this, based on my box plot, do the president's ages appear to be evenly distributed, clustered at one end, or clustered in the middle? Well, hopefully it's obvious to you that they are clustered in the middle, because we've got 22 of the 44 right in this small range of values right in here. So the answer then would be they are clustered in the middle. This completes our example of creating a box plot.